and welcome back to my channel, your sanctuary for all things home, health, and style. My name is Timber, and today my fiance and I are hosting a little get together with some friends, and I have been requested to make my famous chocolate pudding. This pudding is so good, and it is a crowd pleaser every single time I make it. And if you don't believe me, just wait until you see what my friends have to say about it. The first time I ever tried this recipe was Thanksgiving of 2020, and the pudding was everybody's favorite thing. I was glad that they enjoyed it, but I was also like, are you freaking serious? Pudding? Out of all the Thanksgiving stuff? But enough jibber jabber, let's start cooking. The first step in making this super easy and super delicious pudding is combining all of the dry ingredients together in a bowl. We'll start with some brown sugar, cocoa powder, a tiny bit of salt, and finally the cornstarch. Now that we have all of our dry ingredients measured out into the bowl, we need to mix them together. I find that using a big fork makes this process really easy because the flat side of it is very good at pressing out any lumps in the sugar. Next, we'll measure out some cream, we'll measure out the milk, and then we'll work on separating our egg yolks from our egg whites. My dad taught me this really cool trick when I was younger, and we used to raise our own chickens. When you're not sure if your eggs are still good or if they've gone bad, you can put them in a bowl of water. If they float to the top, that means they're bad and you should not eat them, and if they stay at the bottom, then they're good to go. I prefer to whisk up my yolks in their own bowl so that way I'm not fighting against them floating around in the milk. But once they're all mixed up, go ahead and add it to your milk and cream. Now with your skillet on medium heat, go ahead and add in some of your milk and cream and some of the dry ingredients. Then just start mixing and mixing and mixing until it reaches a chocolate milk-like consistency. I prefer to do this just a little bit at a time until everything's combined. Okay, and then as soon as everything is dissolved, but before your skillet gets too hot, what you're going to want to do is take your piece of parchment paper and cut it to the size of the dish that you're going to put your pudding in. It's really crucial that you do this now or even before you start cooking your pudding. That way the bottom of your pudding doesn't get burnt on the stove. Okay, so this is almost to a boil, so this is when you really want to keep consistently stirring and just don't stop stirring until it starts boiling and starts solidifying with that cornstarch. Hopefully this will go okay. I've never made a double batch in this skillet before, and I'm thinking I might have messed up and it's not big enough, but we'll see. Hopefully, if I recall correctly, some of the liquid does cook out, so I'm hoping I'll be able to put the rest of this in here. But even if I can't, this tastes so good already. Like, I'm not even really worried about it, so we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, I really wanted to say a huge thank you to all of my new subscribers. Between today, which is March 2nd, and last week, I gained like almost 200 new subscribers, which is so exciting and so unbelievable, if I'm being honest with you guys. So thank you so much. And if you're new here, I usually don't do it in my sit down talking videos because I'm just not really sure where to squeeze it in. But in all of my more lifestyle content videos, I always like to thank all of my new subscribers personally. Whenever you subscribe to me, if you have a public YouTube channel, I get an email notification saying so-and-so subscribed to you. And that's how I get the names of the people to thank. So if you don't have a public YouTube channel, no big deal. Just go ahead and comment on any of my videos letting me know that you're a new subscriber. I really am so thankful from the bottom of my heart. I've wanted to start this YouTube channel for probably 5 or 6 years, if not longer. And my dad, he passed away a few years ago, and it just like really hit me hard and it was hard for me to be motivated for a while. And I don't know, like maybe it's just that we're getting towards the 5-year mark, but I don't know, I just felt ready to do something fun and lighthearted and creative, and that's why I finally started this YouTube channel. And my goal is to do 1 video per week, and I've been hitting that, and it's just super cool, and I appreciate every single one of you so much. Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to thicken up. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Oh gosh. So yeah, if you're gonna do a double batch like I am, definitely use a bigger skillet. Okay, so now that all the bubbles are starting to come out, we're gonna turn it on low, and then we're just gonna keep stirring for about 2 minutes. And we're also gonna add in the vanilla and the butter. Get a little vanilla in there and just chuck that in there. This is unprofessional. And being like the most careful that you've ever been in your entire life, because this is basically a skillet full of boiling lava goo. You're going to take it and pour it through your fine mesh strainer and try to get as many scrapings as possible, because a little bit of pudding goes a long way. And then you just want to stir it around and kind of work it through the strainer. After that, I like to give it a big stir just to make it all nice and even. And then go ahead and put the parchment paper over top. Leave it in the refrigerator to cool for at least 4 hours, or if you're doing a double batch like I did today, I would recommend probably more around the 6-hour mark. After the time is up, you can go ahead and take it out of the refrigerator, peel off that parchment paper, give it another nice stir, and then serve it up. It's honestly so good on its own. It does not need anything else, but if you want to be a little bit extra, you can garnish it with a dollop of fresh whipped cream or chocolate shavings like I am here.
But if I can review my favorite movie instead, that'd be great.
Phenomenal acting. Thank you so much.
You stood from Korea.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Washed in every shade.